Our next story is one of talent, perseverance, and the life-changing power of empathy. In his journey, Shaun reflects on how a challenge from a prominent attorney pushed him beyond his natural talent and made him recognize the true value of hard work and growth. From a small-town upbringing to struggling through law school and a bar exam, Shaun's story reveals how embracing the power of empathy transformed his career and shaped his approach to helping others.
My name is Shaun Capps, and this is my story of empathy and understanding in business. I'm a principal owner of the law firm, Shaun Capps Injury Law. So I was at a law school graduation, and I had a prominent attorney, Alexander Shannara, who attended because his cousin was graduating as well. And for the first time after he challenged me, he asked me, what was I doing to improve myself? How was I practicing the craft? And honestly, it was a confusing question, because I had not had time to read recreationally in years. I just finished law school and I was exhausted reading. But he asked me what I was really implementing into the practice, and the answer was I was not at all. So he gave me a few books to read that focused on negotiation, focused on strategies with dealing with clients and people. And it really changed my outlook, and I started to implement those things every day. And almost immediately I saw a major change. I saw the value of my cases go up. I saw clients be happier. I was able to close more cases. So Mr. Shannara challenged me to pair natural talent with practicing the craft. And for the first time, I actually began to do that. For my whole life, I skated through with natural charisma. I was able to talk my way into anything, out of anything, and didn't really have any practical tools behind what I was doing. When I began to implement negotiation strategies, that's when I saw my career take off. That's where I truly found success. And so his challenge to me was really a life-changing one, and it's been very beneficial for me in my practice. Empathy is vital in the work that I do. I have to really focus to make sure that I'm looking at cases as people and not policy numbers. When you do that, you understand the importance of someone needing an attorney. I had an old law professor who told me that if a person ever walks into your office, an attorney's office, it is the biggest thing going on in their life at that time. And I found that to be true. You don't really understand the magnitude of how someone's life can be just absolutely turned upside down with a catastrophic injury. They're dealing with healing. They're dealing with losing time from work. They're dealing with not being able to do their regular duties with their family. And it absolutely changes their life. And so for me, I have to be intentional with empathy, and I have to understand and listen to what is going on in the client's life. As a person of faith, perseverance is a really strong aspect in my life. I've always been the person that if there's a wall in front of me, I don't try to figure out how to go around it. I don't figure out how to jump over it. I just want to go straight through it. And it doesn't matter how many walls there are. I absolutely, at the risk of sounding cheesy, I believe that plan B is the greatest enemy to anyone. If you burn the ships and you go after what you want and you mix that with faith, I think you end up where you want to be. There's an old bishop in Mississippi who he's a king of one-liners, and what I remember him saying was, if you ever see a turtle sitting on top of a fence post, one thing will always be true: he didn't get there by himself. That's how I feel in my life. That's how I feel in my practice. I feel like it took a village, it took a family, it took mentors, it took business partners, all working together to bring me to a place where I am successful, and that's not lost on me. So I think it takes other people. It takes great people in your corner and acknowledging your weaknesses and bringing people on to strengthen those places. And so I've tried to do that in my life and practice, and so far so good. I think the definition of success for me has never changed, and I don't believe it will. For me to be a godly man, to be a good husband to my wife, father to my kids, and work with integrity, as long as I do that, I think I'll end up fine. I believe that if you set out to make meaning, you'll make money. I think a lot of people set out to make money primarily and they get burned out, or they're in for the wrong reasons and motives. But if you set out to make meaning and solve problems and help people, then money will come. And success, we define that sometimes by money. But for me, success is taking care of my clients and making sure that they are made whole the best that we can under the law. And as long as I'm doing that, I consider myself successful. I was excited to do based on the bestseller and just go a little bit beyond and deeper, so maybe people could really understand the type of work that I do and the type of industry that I'm in. So many times people are faced with catastrophic injuries due to no fault of their own. They are lost, they're hurting, they're confused, and they don't know where to turn. But my biggest priority is making sure that clients know they do not have to go through that process alone. That is why I exist, that is why my team exists, and we're here to help them during those difficult times.
Shaun's story shows that while natural talent can open doors, it's the willingness to grow, embrace challenges, and truly connect with others that leads to true success. Empathy is not just about understanding others, but about taking action to make a difference.